Imagine if you've been using what's billed as the easiest to use page builder only to realize that's not true. In today's video, I'm going to tell you why I think Bricks Builder is going to take over the page builder world in 2025. In online forums, I come across a lot of sentiment that seems to indicate like Bricks Builder is for professionals and that is not good for beginners. Bricks Builder is simpler to use in many cases than Elementor, and I'm going to show you an example. In my example here, I'm building out a timeline and I want it to be dynamic. In Elementor, you would not have a dynamic timeline. You would be building it using this here method here. Let me find my template right here. And it would look similar to this, where you would be not dynamically, just statically creating the timeline and typing in the data. And here is my example in Bricks. So I started with a static template, I imported it, and then I went in and removed all the additional list items here. And you'll see up here that we've turned the one list item here into a query that queries the timeline's post type, and then below it we have a repeater query, and it is querying the fields within it. So first it loops through the posts and makes a big block for each post that we find, or each entry in the ACF field, and then the repeater fields within it are listing here, and here's the logo, and here's our text. So I've already added a 2022 ones, and I go in here, refresh, and it extends their timeline dynamically from adding fields in here. I'm not sure how I would do this in Elementor. It would be difficult, and it's very simple in Bricks Builder. So the problem with Elementor is that you'll begin to get into this range of function, and you know it's possible to do, and you'll be using a tool that makes it hard. So when you use Bricks Builder, you're using a tool that can actually do the job, and it will let you go through into that space where you can do more difficult and dynamic things easier, sooner. It's kind of like buying a piano that has unweighted keys, trying to learn how to play, only to realize that you should have bought a piano with weighted keys to really get better in finger strength. Another reason I think that Bricks Builder is going to win in 2025 is because what you see is actually what you get. I've built out a product in WooCommerce. Here it is in Elementor. Here it is on the front end in Bricks. They look pretty similar. When we flip to the back end, here is what I get in Elementor. And I cannot figure out, even in preview settings, I cannot pull in a WooCommerce product to dynamically display it here. And I get all kinds of weird stuff like welcome to WordPress, and then it's actually like the formatting of this here. I mean, in Bricks Builder, I can dynamically pull in product data, preview it in the back end, and see what I get without flipping to the front end to preview my changes. All right, if that wasn't enough reasons to drop Elementor yet, here's another one. On this page, we have a title tag. It's an H2. Actually, probably should be H1 if it's the main title tag, but for the sake of this demo, these are both H2 tags. So Elementor has a feature called global fonts, and when you use it correctly, you can style your entire site fonts, H1, body text, and have that apply across your whole site. But what it can't do is what we can do with Bricks Builder with a class-based workflow. In this example, we have the H2 class applied to this element, and over here on the WooCommerce product template, we also have that same class applied to this element. I can go and edit this H2 class anywhere, and what I'm going to do is show how Elementor does part of this but not all of this. So Elementor will let you set the font and the color, But what Bricks will let you do is say, we want to consistently add some padding below every H2 font across the whole site. So within the same class that we have here, we click it, you'll see how color is already set. And then under layout, I'm going to add some padding. So that gives this class some padding. And I'm going to go and check it here, and it updated. You can see it pushed that down. But what it also did is over here on this H2 tag, it pushed the content down because it added padding everywhere H2 is. So you get a lot more consistency in your design, and it will be very noticeable to you when you start to use a CSS framework exactly how easier it is to build in Bricks. Here's another reason why Bricks Builder is better than Elementor. If Elementor had a timeline widget that would let you build this, it would be locked in. It would let you do some things, but not everything. In our example here, you look at our structure panel, all we have is some divs. They're populating with dynamic data. We can change them to be anything we want, anywhere we want. They're completely flexible, and we can insert any design we want. Instead of having some locked in widget that would let you say like year, post content, feature image, we can literally put anything additionally we want. I can even type in static text here just to show what I mean. I'm gonna actually type static text, and I can insert it in here, and if I go over to my page, it does exactly that. So this is where Bricks is a better builder than Elementor. Often you'll find a widget that will get you like 80 to 90% where you want to go, and then you hit a wall. And you know it's possible to do, you struggle through it, you try to figure it out, you look for another pro add-on, and in Bricks, probably you could have just built it like this without any extra money spent and any extra time. You just go ahead, do your thing, and move on. Another thing that Bricks Builder lets you do is actually use your dynamic data. And what I mean by that is that when we have this here kind of styling where we have a repeater query, all of this here data is set with a variable that is referring to the repeater field or the ACF field or the repeater field. And you'll see this here, the timeline content event title. It's all just populating exactly from my back end, which I think I closed, but in here. So this is where things get powerful. It's not just that, but it's also this here. I can string things together. So let's look at this example here. So I'm gonna just take the title and add it together to the description. Actually, let's go the other way. It's probably actually gonna read okay if we did this. But it's super flexible. Your dynamic content is actually useful. You can do this kind of thing. I'm gonna refresh this. And look at what it did. We acquired title, and on this day we acquired, so like it strings it together, it's flexible, it's useful. And in Elementor, wherever you can do dynamic data, it's literally just a rigid thing where you can pick one field for one element. And if you wanted to do this kind of thing, you'd have to like drag, if it even lets you, you would drag in a div or like multiple text elements and just have them flow against each other to get the desired effect. But then you'd have this thing where you'd have the word and in between the two, and I don't even know how you do this. So again, it's one of those examples where you begin to understand how things work in Elementor, then you hit all these walls, and those walls don't exist in Bricks. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me as I build my channel, and we'll see you in the next one.